Hello everyone, welcome back to Changfied YouTube channel, your trusted source for latest updates across South Sudan and beyond. In today's report, we have several important stories coming out of South Sudan, including update from the ongoing Nasir trial, and also we are going to look at deadly clash in Warab State and a new report coming from South Sudan about new passport system that could help South Sudanese citizens living in Egypt. Before we proceed with this update, I would like you to help the channel by subscribing, turn on the notification bell so whenever we upload a new video, you can be notified. Let's begin our report with Puot Kang respond to question in court. The trial related to the Nasir incident continue on Wednesday in Juba, where suspended Petroleum Minister Honorable Puot Kang shall appear before the special court today. During the hearing, judge asked Puot Kang about several vehicles that were reportedly taken from his residence when he was arrested by national security officer. The court wanted to know whether he could provide the registration number of those vehicles. Honorable Puot Kang told the judge that he could not remember the registration detail. According to him, some of the vehicles belonged to the government while others were privately owned. Honorable Puot Kang explained that after his arrest, his family handed over the vehicle document and registration record to National Security Service. They gave them to National Security Officer. Honorable Puot Kang said that this happened after he connected the officer with his relatives. Honorable Puot Kang told the court that neither the vehicle nor the registration document have been presented during the trial. The court further questioned him about event that took place in Nasir County in Upper State during the tension that occurred in March 2025. In response, Honorable Puot Kang say he contacted several local leaders, including community leaders, the county, a commissioner, and the youth representative. Honorable Puot Kang say his message was clear: avoid violence and prevent clash with government forces stationed in the area. According to Honorable Puot Kang, he informed local leader that discussions had taken place in Juba and that national leader wanted a peaceful solution to the tension along the Subat corridor. Another issue raised during the hearing involved the term army use. Prosecutor referred to the group as the White Army, but Honorable Puot Kang say he was simply referring to local youth who possess weapons similar to army youth group found in different parts of the country. The court also examined a message that prosecutor presented as evidence. These messages were reportedly taken from mobile phone through digital forensics analysis. However, Honorable Puot Kang rejected the evidence. He denied sending the message and questioned their authenticity. Honorable Puot Kang claimed that some of the people mentioned in the message were not even among his contact. He also pointed to what he described as inconsistencies in the dates and the time shown in the communication record. The court has now postponed the case until June 5th, when the second accused individual, Mam Paldor, is expected to appear and present his testimony. Well, this remains one of the most closely watched court cases in South Sudan, and many people are following development as the proceeding continue. Let's move on to our second top story. Deadly clash leave several dead in Toin South. We now move to Arab State, where fresh violence has left several people dead and many others injured. According to this report, authorities have confirmed that at least 7 people were killed and 19 others wounded following clash between communities in Toin South County. Well, according to the state official, the violence began early in the morning on June 2nd when army youths allegedly launched an attack on another community. Then the fighting continued for several hours and quickly spread across different areas. Officials say the clash resulted in loss of life, injuries, destruction of property, and cattle theft. Several homes were burned down during the violence. A grinding mill was also destroyed. Reports indicate that more than 250 cattle were taken during the incident. The Warab state government said it responded immediately after receiving report of the fighting. Security forces were deployed to the area in an effort to restore order and prevent further violence. State authorities strongly condemned the attack and expressed condolences to families who lost loved ones during the clashes. The government has also promised to investigate the incident and bring those responsible to justice. Security personnel remain on the ground as investigation continue. Residents have been urged to remain calm and avoid action that could increase tension. Community violence and cattle-related conflict continue to be a major challenge in some part of South Sudan, often lead to loss of life and displacement of families. Let's move on to our third top story. New online passport system for South Sudanese in Egypt. According to this report, the director of Civil Registry and Immigration has announced that they announced plan to launch a new online passport processing system for South Sudanese living in Cairo, Egypt. The announcement was made by Major General Elia Costa while receiving a shipment of nationality card and passport booklet in Juba. According to General Costa, a team of engineers has already been sent to Egypt to establish the system. Once completed, passport application submitted in Cairo will be connected directly to the immigration database in Juba. Officials believe this will help speed up passport processing and reduce delays experienced by citizens living outside the country. The Immigration Department says the project is part of a broader effort to modernize services and make important documents more accessible. General Costa also revealed that thousands of nationality certificates and passports remain uncollected at the issuing center in Juba. He encouraged citizens who have applied for documents to visit immigration office and check whether their documents are ready for collection. In addition, the Directorate plans to expand the same digital system across South Sudan, including all 10 states and the 3 administrative areas. Authorities hope the new technology will make it easier for citizens to access nationality and passport service regardless of where they live. Well, in conclusion, those are the major stories making headline today. We will continue to follow development in the Nasir trial, and we will also monitor the security situation in South County and provide update on the new immigration services as more information became available. Thank you for watching. If you found this update helpful, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss future news update. Thank you for watching. Let's meet on the next video.